Next up is Marksmanship on the Legion beta. I've seen a lot of requests for this class in my comments and in other YouTubers' comments to kind of see how it's playing out. In Warlords of Draenor, we obviously had the option for a talentless spec, and we still get that in Legion. Initially, they were going to make it so you couldn't have a pet, but then they kind of bowed into pressure and gave us the option to, again, take it without a pet. So let's take a look. Let's get into it. Peace. And before anyone worries, I am going to take the sniper talent so we can see what it's like playing at 60 yards with the ability to use all our spells. Peace. So here we have it then, guys. This is Marksmanship on the beta. Obviously, little things have changed. We'll go through them all quickly. First off, with the artifact, it is a bow. The bow enables you to have a quiver. This is awesome. We like this. The artifact ability you get given is Wind Burst. Focuses the power of wind through Fazdora, dealing 230,000 physical damage to your target and leaving behind a trail of wind for 5 seconds that increases the movement speed of allies by 50%. Pretty cool. If you look at the core specialization, you've got the following. Arcane Shot, you had this back in Warlords of Draenor. The difference now is that it generates focus as well. So instead of having Steady Shot, you've got Arcane Shot, which they kind of 2-in-1'd, which I'm not a huge fan of, to be honest. You know, they've kind of made Arcane Shot simpler. It's now just a move you do to generate focus, so whatever. Aim Shot, same as before. Strong range cast time attack that spends focus. There's multiple ways to buff this ability, which we'll go through later. Mark Shot, new. Ranged attack that spends focus to deal damage to all targets with Hunter's Mark. Multi-shot, ranged attack that hits your target and all nearby enemies. A BG talent, perhaps, but mainly used in dungeons and raids. Hunter's Mark, passive. Arcane Shot and Multi-shot sometimes cause a target to gain Hunter's Mark, activating Mark Shot, which is obviously the ability I've just spoken to you about. And finally, Bursting Shot, short ranged attack with a cooldown that spends focus to damage all targets in front of you and knock them away. If I was, for example, to go up to this monkey, from about this distance here with my cursor, Bursting Shot would affect all targets like that. If you quickly read it, it fires an explosion of bolts at all enemies in front of you, knocking them back, disorientating them for 4 seconds. It's basically a multi-scatter trap on a very short range. Again, such a shame that they've got rid of Frozen Trap, because there really is some stuff here you can use to incorporate it. So, let's go through on the spells. Actually, what we'll do first is we'll do talents. So, looking at the talents that you can use in both PvE and PvP at level 15, you've got the following. Lone Wolf makes its appearance again. Obviously the same in Warlords of Draenor. We were given the option after people cried out for it to have the ability for Lone Wolf to be a petless spec and deal more damage. Does the same in Legion Beta. Increases your damage by 20%, but you no longer have a pet. Next, you've got Steady Focus. Use an Arcane Shot or Multi-shot 3 times in a row, increases your focus regeneration by 20% for 10 seconds. Don't really feel like this has a place. And finally, True Aim. Each successive Arcane Shot or Aim Shot fired at the same target increases the damage those shots deal to the target by 2%, stacking up to 10 times. Limit 1 charge. Now, I've been told that with a pet, you've got the pet CC back in the game. So really, obviously in Freeze, Lone Wolf isn't going to be the best talent to take. So you'll be taking this talent, which is really good, especially with recent expansions really meaning that you focus on just tunneling one person. This will obviously allow you to do more damage with your attacks shortly and quickly throughout the game. So this will, True Aim will be the talent you'll take at level 15. But in BGs, I'm really enjoying Lone Wolf. Level 30, you've got a new ability. Obviously in Warlords of Draenor, Survival had Explosive Shot, but Explosive Shot has changed. Fires a slow moving munition directly forward. Activating this ability a second at a time, detonates the shot, dealing up to 240,000 fire damage. So for example, if he's the target, I'd fire it once, fire it again to explode, and he would get, fucked up. Black Arrow. Fires a black arrow at the target, dealing 95,000 shadow damage over 8 seconds and summoning a dark minion to taunt it for its duration. When you kill an enemy, the remaining cooldown on black arrow will reset. It's possible that this will be usable. It's definitely a dungeon and leveling talent by the design of summon a minion to taunt, but it might have its use. Trick shot, aim shot will now ricochet and hit all vulnerable targets for 30% of normal damage. You know, this is a spread pressure talent. This is again for perhaps BGs, but mainly dungeons. Level 45, you get your movement talents. Post haste, disengage also frees you from all movement impairing effects and increases your movement speed by 60% for 8 seconds. Fast Strider, your ability critical strikes have a 10% chance to reset the remaining cooldown disengage. You're never really going to use that. And Dash increases the duration of aspect of your cheetah by 3 seconds. No, you're going to use post haste. Level 60, you've got Careful Aim. Aim shot, arcane shot, mark shot, and multi shot have a 20% increased critical strike chance against targets above 80% health, and choose those critical strikes deal an additional 30% damage over 8 seconds. It's quite good. Sentinel applies Hunter's Mark to all enemies near the target. Terrible. Remember, this is looking at it from a battleground and arena perspective. Patient Sniper. Gain the patience of a veteran sniper, increasing your maximum focus by 30, so I've now got 130. And causing Mark Shot to apply Deadeye instead of Vulnerability. Deadeye also increases your Mark Shot and Aim Shot damage by 150% for 8 seconds. Again, talking about the ways that you can stack Aim Shot, this is really good for that, so I'm always going to be taking Patient Sniper. Level 75, you've got your CC tier. Binding Shot, same as before. Wyvern Sting, same as the WOD variant, not the instant cast in Mr. Pandaria. And Camouflage. I'm kind of happy they've taken Camouflage out of a Hunter's Arsenal, made it a talent choice. I like the fact that they're starting to make stealth relevant again for specific classes. Level 90, you've got Murders of Crows, same thing. Barrage, the same thing. And now Volley. Launches a volley of shots at the target area, dealing 140,000 physical damage over 8 seconds. It's very similar to like Rain of Fire and Blizzard. Oh well, Rain of Fire is a better example before this expansion. So when you go back to Warlords of Draenor, Rain of Fire, you just cast it on the ground and it stays there for a period of time, and then you can recast it. Same with Volley. You could use it perhaps to break people out of stealth, but really Murder of Crows is just too good to pass up. At level 100, you get Sidewinders. Launch Sidewinders that travel forward toward the target, weaving back and forth and dealing 79,000 nature damage. It's a spread pressure talent, it's again for BGs. Headshot is the one that I've chosen for PvP, and you will need to as well. A powerful shot that deals up to 400 physical damage to the target and up to 200,000 physical damage to all enemies between you and the target. This has been consistently my hardest hitting ability, especially when it's been used at full focus. So you need to be obviously mindful that it does completely clear out all your focus, 20 to 100. And finally, Lock and Load. Your ranged auto attacks have a 10% chance to trigger lock and load, causing your next 2 aim shots to cost no focus and be instant. This possibly could be very good if you take like the kind of like the stack-in abilities, and then you can fire off 2 really powerful aim shots, but I've been enjoying Headshot just because it's consistent. Over to the Honor talents. Don't really need to talk too much about the first 2 tiers. I've taken Gladiator's Medallion because I like the ability to choose when I want to drink it. And for the second tier, don't really care about haste. It's possibly good to have more crit at a higher percentage, but I've gone for Focus Fire because this class can shoot from 60 yards, and so you have much more scenarios where you're not being attacked because of the distance you can fire at an opponent. So I've been getting a lot more out of the 15% damage buff before I get hit. So this has been really good for the marksmanship style of playing BGs. Next tier talent, you've got Dragon Scale Armor. Magical period damage effects deal 20% less damage to you. This which is okay. Cat-like reflexes. Critical melee strikes grant you 30% dodge for 4 seconds. I've liked this. It's helped me survive against the tank onslaught better. And Survival Tactics. Feigned Death removes all harmful magical effects that reduces damage taken by 100% for 1.5 seconds. I've been enjoying cat-like reflexes. Next tier, you've got some situational abilities. Viper Sting is basically mortal wounds, and I've really enjoyed this. Your aim shot stings the target, reducing their healing down by 30% for 12 seconds. Viper Sting is removed if the target casts a non-instant cast healing spell. Scorpion Sting, your aim shot stings the target, reducing their physical critical strike chance by 50% for 6 seconds. That's pretty good. And Spider Sting stings the target with a potent spider venom, causing the next defensive spell cast to silence the target for 5 seconds, lasts for 8 seconds. You know, technically this is another case of CC, so this may have a skill cap to it, but it's going to definitely be very powerful. Next set, you've got TNT, reduces the cooldown of bursting shot by 10 seconds. which is okay. Scatter shot, finally get scatter shot back. Unfortunately, things have changed around it, so it's not as legendary as it used to be. A short range shot that deals 35% weapon damage, removes all harmful damage over time effects, and disorients the target for 4 seconds. Any damage caused will remove the effect, turns off your attack when used. And freezing arrow. This is what I've been using in the BG, which you'll see later. Fires a frozen arrow, incapacitating the target and nearby enemies within 6 yards of the target for 8 seconds. Any damage caused will break the ice. To the final set of talents, True Shot Mastery. Reduces the cooldown of True Shot by 30 seconds and restores 100% focus. Spray and Pray. Dealing damage now with Burst and Shot now grants Bombardment. Bombardment now also reduces the global cooldown of Multi-Shot by 0.5 seconds. 0.3, sorry. I don't know why that's in there. I don't think anyone will ever choose it. And finally, Sniper Shot, which everyone's been wanting to see. Take a sniper stance, firing a well-aimed shot dealing 190 physical damage. Increases the range of all shots by 40% for 10 seconds. That's everything. And you'll see it in the Battleground. Now let's go quickly to the spellbook. You've seen Murder of Crows. Aim Shot is the same. Arcane Shot is obviously the new ability which also generates your focus. You see there it generates 5 focus and does small damage. Aspect of the Cheetah, no longer a toggle on and off ability. Instead, when you pop it, you go faster for the first 3 seconds, and then for the time 9 seconds after, you'll run at 30% increase. It's got a long cooldown of 3 minutes. I'm not a huge fan of this, but I won't keep going on about it. Next is Aspect of the Turtle, where they've basically combined both your deterrences into one cooldown. So deflects all attacks and reduces all damage you take by 30% for 8 seconds, but you cannot attack. It's basically just double deterrence stacked into one cooldown. Although also it is giving us a nice big heal, so we can also praise our blessings for that, I guess. Binding Shot you've seen. Bursting Shot fires an explosion of bolts at all enemies in front of you, knocking them back. You've seen this. Cool Pet is just summoning your pet. Concussive Shot dazes the target, slowing movement speed by 50% for 6 seconds. You've seen this before. Counter Shot still in the game. 24-second cooldown. 43-yard range. It's a bit longer than it's used to have been. It used to be kind of a bit shorter, but now it's 43. Interrupt spell casting, preventing any spell in that school from being cast for 3 seconds. Disengage is disengage. Eagle Eye is what you've had before. Allows you to look at it from a distance, so you can basically spy on what's happening. Exhilaration, 2-minute cooldown, heals you for 50% of maximum health. These sound like big numbers, but Blizzard have said that they're going to make games faster, so damage being dealt per second is going to be a lot higher consistently. So that's kind of cool. So when you see like, wow, that's a 50% heal, that's really powerful, it's not going to be for really where the meta's going. Explosive Shot we've talked about before. Really do like the visual and the big explosion it makes. It's very cool. Feign Death is the same as always. Hopefully they stop it from bugging out. Flare has slightly changed. I don't like now that it has a cast time even if it's cast next to you. So as you can see, it flies up into the air and then it makes the effect. Currently on live, if you do a really close to you, it's almost instant, and it's really good for getting any rogues or anyone invisible that pops out right in front of you. At the moment, not particularly good, because even at the closest distance by a foot, it still has a cast range. Headshot we've spoken about, same as Mark Shot. Misdirection still in the game. Multi-Shot, Pet Utility, just all the basic abilities that you've always had. True Shot is the cooldown. They've got rid of the one that we had in Warlords of Draenor, and it's been replaced by increases haste by 40% and causes Arcane Shot and Multi-Shot to always apply Hunter's Mark, last 15 seconds. Windburst, our artifact talent, releases the power of wind through Fazdolar. Bombardment, our passive, your critical strikes with Multi-Shot increase Multi-Shot damage by 60%. Hunter's Mark, your auto shots have a chance to cause your next Arcane Shot or Multi-Shot to apply Hunter's Mark. Hunting Party, after you kill a target, the remaining cooldown on exhilaration is reduced by 30 seconds. Be pretty good for leveling. Lone Wolf, I've talented into that, so I do 20% extra damage but don't have a pet. And our mastery is slightly changed. Increases all of your ranged abilities. Range of all your ranged abilities is increased by 7%, apologies, and damage of all focus spending abilities increased by 29%. So they've kind of just cleaned up on what your mastery does, but it's still very much the same. So there you have it, guys. That's a quick rundown. We're going to go straight into the Battleground so you get to see particularly the sniper shot and the 60-yard range abilities in action, along with some of the CC and some of the damage we're doing currently in the beta. Thank you. Here we go then, we've just finished a Battleground on the Legion beta. I'm a marksman, thought I'd queue, just try and get one in to get this done. They don't seem to have too many tanks for a change, which is really damn good, because normally it's just absolutely filled with Paladin or Demon Hunter tanks. So I'm going to just instantly try and run to get the Berserking buff, just insert the dominance. See if they're coming. Luckily I do have a Tauren prop Paladin on my team, so I don't have to worry because this is a guaranteed win. So I've got the Berserker buff, just doing some rotational damage on that mage. Obviously he had the buff, so he was taking more damage. I had the Berserker buff, I was doing more damage. It's only going to really go one way. See this Hunter, trying to get some shots on him, tries to lost me, but I can just obviously get towards the edge and just pop a few shots into him. So there I've just activated Sniper Shot to give me the extra range. I'm just looking around to see if I can now clip anyone with the 60 yards, but it doesn't seem like there's anyone else that I can unleash the Berserking buff, so I just try and disengage with post haste just to get around here a little bit faster to see if I can find any targets. I've got to say it's still weird looking at Demon Hunters just gliding around, but we see the mage here. I get in with the binding shot, show off there the freezing ammo, and it DCs the game, so I have to come back in, but hopefully you got to see the frozen ammo CC, or freezing trap, sorry, CC. It's not even that, is it? It's freezing shot. God damn. And yeah, it works as it did. You saw I could literally shoot it behind me and it would not miss because it's an arrow that targets them. Anyway, we're back in here, just getting my sniper shot buff up, so I've got the 60-yard shot accuracy. Notice the hunter just there by me, so I'm just going to start shooting him. He gets in against the barrier, so I can't reach him, so I'm just trying to come down. Realise that I can just get the freezing arrow on him there for the CC, and then just help my team attacking the mage while just making sure he doesn't pop out. Obviously he's going to be pretty pissed, so I think the best thing to do is just to get away so that I'm protected. He does get a few shots on me there, so I just get the terrain loss by getting further over this edge, and just continue to burst that guy down. Demon Hunters are a bit of a problem. I get the binding shot on this guy just to get the CC rolling, and use my aspect of the cheetah just to try and make some distance. I managed to get some distance here, so I'm able to just get some shots in. I pop the bursting shot there to get the peel CC, and then just continue to run away with the speed buff from disengage using post haste. He's obviously up there, so I just want to now get on their guy with the orb because he's obviously scoring more points for the team. So we managed to shoot him down nice and fast, put the freezing trap on the other guy. He's now CC'd. The warrior heroic leaps over him and starts attacking him. And I'm looking to see that there's a prop. They do have one prop pattern. He pops wings. It's not worth it. I instantly pop my deterrence aspect of the turtle and just literally leg it because he will literally kill me instantly, and there's nothing I can do inside a Hodge. Fortunately, Hodge has been nerfed with its range, so it's a little bit harder for him to just use it. It's not like that guaranteed 30-yard 6-second stun. So I put some distance between us so he can't Hodge me, get a few shots in there. I noticed that the hunter's also here, so I see him again. He has sat a lot of my freezing traps, and this demon hunter obviously wants me dead, so I just he's not got a lot of HP, keep the distance so he can't leech me while in metamorphosis form to get any heals and easily bring him down. So just popping back into the middle, just helping the team out with the row. Just saw there that they have a restoration druid, so I'm keen to obviously switch to anyone that can't be healed by his target line of sight. This demon hunter starts to me, so I give him the bursting shot which he trinkets instantly, so I then go for the freezing shot and he'll have to sit it full because he's used his trinket, allowing me to disengage and get some space and try and run away. Obviously, as you notice, there's another demon hunter here, never too far away from the demon hunter on the beta, so I get a few shots on him, get the binding shot which is down, but he does the stun. I decide that I don't know why I trinketed that looking back at, I just literally trinketed a 0.5 second stun. I don't know why I did that, but now I've got both the demon hunters on me, so I'm just trying to get away. I pop my exhilaration heal for the 50%, I just keep running, but unfortunately I'm running over to all their respawn team. The prop paladin's always also looking at me, and so I'm just going to go down here. 5 of them here, don't have any defensives left, what are you going to do? So I spawn back up, get up here, notice that I've got an opportunity here to use sniper shot and get the 60-yard range. So I do that and activate now all my shots to be done from range. And this really can capitalise to show you the distance that I can now engage an opponent. With obviously them not really being able to do anything. So I'm just stood up here, just trying to pick off anyone. Just trying to get some damage on them, keep the buff up for the 60-yard shot damage. Notice the mage just died down there, so then just clip onto the demon hunter just to get some damage rolling. It's not really a lot of utility I can offer besides just unhealable damage. I feel like Marksman Hunter's damage isn't particularly fantastic. I do think it does need a buff, but nothing too crazy. One thing I have noticed while playing this is I really do miss kill shot. It was definitely broken OP in Warlords of Draenor. It was too powerful, but not having anything like sub 30%, 35% to finish people off is quite annoying. And obviously often find myself energy focus starved when I'm trying to get people down to the sub 40%. So I've picked up the Berserking buff again, just looking for anyone to clip here. You know, obviously a lot of people are going to be trying to be in the middle to cap points, and I'm really just looking for any opportunity to get some shots out and just keep the pressure up individually. I'm not really here to top damage, I'm here to just, you know, nuke people down. And as you can see here with the sniper shot, really does just categorize how far 60 yards is, and really the length of shots that you can pull off now is it's fun. You definitely do feel more like the class fantasy they obviously wanted to go with was like the patient sniper kind of play style. With sniper shot, you definitely do feel like that with the 60-yard aim range. They might need to fix it for some certain aspects because being able to shoot 60 yards may be broken, but here I get the freezing shot after I binding shot him, again highlighting that I can shoot it from behind me. Not really something I like. A burst and shot and disengage away, which is a nice combo. I like being able to burst and shot someone to apply a 4-second disorientate and disengage away to get maximum distance. I like that combo. It's really good in BG, especially there where I can literally just peel off. As you can see though, he reconnected on me, the hunter, and was shooting me from behind, so I line him on the left hand side and then just proceed to kill this demon hunter with my team. Just trying to get any damage in. Your biggest hitting ability is definitely headshot. When you've pulled enough energy and you've put the debuffs on your target, it's definitely your biggest damaging ability. I've seen in Battlegrounds it can do about 800k damage, which is on some classes 50% of their HP, and on others about 35%, so it's definitely a very hard hitting ability. But it can obviously drain your energy completely full from 100. So over here we're just kind of like looking for them now because we've got quite a comfortable lead, and you know we've also the only one holding orbs. So I come over to this, it's my teammates, I get polymorphed, should have feigned death that, but I'll be honest with you, I wasn't really paying attention. He ice blocks, so I sniper shot there. Now you may have noticed that went into ice block, I still get the benefit for the 60 yard attack. So sniper shot into anything, once the sniper shot leaves you, gives you the buff, so it doesn't need to do damage for you to get that, so that's always good to know. Here I'm just trying to help my team, just getting some hits onto this hunter. You know, he's got mark shot on him, so we're just trying to get some damage. Tried to feign there to like bait his ice nova, but it didn't work. So as you can see here, he's just ice blocked, so I'm trying to make the decision if I want to keep going on him, but I realise that, well, I'm here now with my teammate with the rogue, so I should probably help him. Get a nice sniper shot off there, procs the 2 additional arrows. He's obviously lining me around this pillar, so I just come back the other side and then just get a nice finishing shot on him. We bring him down. Now obviously the prop paladin's here, so we're a little bit scared. Frisbees me casually there for 25% of my HP, so I'm just trying to keep the distance, get an explosive shot in there, just trying to peel, keep the distance so I just don't get gibbed. But no, I do find marksmanship is quite dangerous when left alone. It isn't as powerful as it is in Warlords of Draenor, but perhaps in a way with Lone Wolf it did need a slight nerf. So obviously they're trying to also highlight the fact that True Shot also buffs the distance of my binding arrow, so that also allows binding arrow to be up to, I think it's 55 yards. I've currently got it with the masteries, so that is a crazy distance for a piece of CC. Literally 55 yard binding arrow shot to put him in a situation where he's going to hit a stun. So obviously after killing the druid, come back into the middle just to like kind of like finish up any opponents that are here. We notice that one of them's got the orb. Find that the hunter's over there, so try and get some nice big damage into him with headshot. Just looking around, you know, being cautious. Watch the demon hunter there get up. You know, the only time I've ever seen that before was with a warrior heroic leaping, but that demon hunter just literally vengeful retreated up onto the ledge and ran away. So might have to watch out for demon hunters being very good orb holders next expansion possibly, depending of course on what Blizzard does with the tanks. So as you can see here with this other orc, and we're just looking for opportunities to shoot down. I do get clipped by a hunter down there who pops, you know, with Murder of Crows and a few other abilities on me, so I just pull back. Don't really want to be getting attacked on him. He's got the advantage because he can shoot 60 yards and I can't. So I'm just helping shoot this demon hunter up here. I try to put down binding shot the moment he's eye beams, but I'm a little bit late, but we still catch him in the stun. So I'm just keeping the distance so he can't leech off me, and we just bring him down. Again, it felt like this whole BGO was just hunting demon hunters. But we notice here that there's a fire mage. Fire right now is definitely the strongest mage spec, so I don't want to spend too much time 1v1 in this guy. So I take advantage of the fact that my shots can be casted on the move, more so than his, and so I just line up instant shots for him just to get him down to 60% HP. Obviously he doesn't fall for it, so he lines me completely. So I try to bind and shot him, but embarrassingly I miss. So I go for the sniper shot, just try and gib him, but it doesn't. But it does give me the range now to attack this warrior before he lands onto the platform. We're just getting damage onto him. Missed with that attack there. Trinket the fear just because warriors can do a lot of damage and I just don't want to risk it. And then we, you know, just pull him back, keeping that distance, really, you know, taking full control of the 60 yard range that I've got. Reactivate the buff, the rest of the druid comes up here, so I instantly CC him with Marksmanship, but my team switched to him breaking it, so I assist them and we drop him down nice and fast. I mean, I must find I'm enjoying Marksmanship. I'm not totally sold yet on the rotation. I feel like it's a little bit dull. I don't like the arrow, the freezing trap replacement with freezing arrow. I just think it's not needed, I think. And it's also the fact that it can freeze the target and anyone around them within 8 yards. I just prefer if they would have freezing trap instead of freezing arrow in that tier talent choice. But there, as you can see, you know, not too bad. We got outshined by a couple of the melees. But there you have it, guys. There is some gameplay of the Marksmanship Hunter. I'm thinking of doing the Shadow Priest next, and also the Demon Hunter. I don't know if there's any other classes people particularly want to see, but yeah, let me know in the comments. And as always, please help the channel by comment, subscribe and liking, and as always, peace. See you later.